bring to the stage, and I need y'all to make all the noise and show all the love. We're starting it off with Miss Ruth Connell, Alexander Keller, and Mr. Jim Beaver. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Elbows up, Idiots.
Let's go. So good to see you guys again. First and foremost, how has the weekend been for you so far?
It's been great. It's been amazing to see so many people. Thank you so much for coming out.
It's been horrible. I'm awake.
That's say for Jim. That's great. That's an accomplishment right there. I like that. Alexander, how are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you guys feeling?
Yes. That's what I'm talking about.
We're back in our home state of Canada. What? How did Canada just get booed in Canada?
Because you said state.
My home state of Canada.
There you go. This is what
Still not.
We're petitioning.
I'm Canadian. Fuck.
They're tough on their own.
Yeah, they are.
Here's how it works.
I'm really excited because Alex just gave me some of his Diet Coke, and I've not had caffeine for about 3 years, so I don't know what's going to happen during this panel.
Alex, did you do that on purpose?
Well, I didn't realize it had been 3 years, but
You see how hard she hit that right there?
So Ruthie, you're gonna river dance for us?
Any minute now, I'll be on my toes. Why?
Because you have a beautiful voice.
Oh,
Come on. I love it. Okay, so let's jump into this beautiful show that we know and love.
What?
That has been because it's so good. You're
No,
so
what show?
Supernatural, sir. Come on.
Jim's been on quite a few amazing
It's
shows, so to be
That's
fair,
more than fair. That's more than fair.
Is that the one with the two guys?
I think there's three.
Yes, there's a couple of them.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know.
But that's the thing, because the show is designed to be focused on the Winchesters, but you guys have crafted such perfectly authentic and real characters to kind of like make the show authentic for you. That's right, make some noise for that. My question is that something that you found took time to build, or was that naturally in the writing as soon as you came on set?
I just showed up and said the word.
That's all you needed. That's all you needed. I love it.
I think my entire character was there in the audition sites that I had that Bob Behrens wrote for me. And the last line of those sides still is one of my favourite lines. It did eventually get written into the show. It has a bad word in it. There's some children in the audience.
yeah, I always forget, and then I see the front row, and I mean, she's got to be 4 years old.
I'm glad that you didn't say it. That was a choice. Like you could have.
No, back me up. What was the line, Ruth? Please. Earmuffs.
It says everything about my relationship with Fergus, as we'll call him. Now do you understand why it breaks my heart to see what a colossal you've become?
Yes.
I think on the day I improvised Numbnut, and I don't think people had heard that outside Scotland too much, so it kind of stuck. do you have numbnuts in Canada too?
Absolutely.
Not as many as we've got at home.
Well, Jim is right. Alexander, what about you? Like, to build your character, Jack, like, did you see that right away, or was it something you kind of had to get comfortable with a little bit as he progressed?
I mean, it was, definitely in the sides. I had one scene where Jack was like, I know. I had one scene where Jack was like talking to kids about skateboarding. And then the second scene, I was telling Lucifer that I was more powerful than him. So I definitely had
It's a jump.
a bit of a jump there. But no, I mean, I was definitely nervous, but when the first season happened for me, I was just concerned that they were going to kill me off at the end. And thankfully, they kept me alive. So that was great.
That's what I'm talking about. I think we all worship at the Church of Supernatural. Some folks have seen it multiple times. 52 times. Seen the entire. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. So, if you all are patron saints, based on your character, what do you think you would be the patron saint of?
Well, Ruth's clearly the patron saint of caffeine. It's just
Let's go!
rolling through her.
I'm the patron saint of eyeshadow and ball gowns.
Well, you stole Jim's answer. That's too bad.
Unfortunately, I appear to be the patron saint of idiots.
Yes! Yes! If that is not on a t-shirt at the end of this weekend, y'all all have failed me.
Yeah, I think definitely, yeah. Patron saint of nougat.
I'm all for it.
Doors and windows of this place, and I turned to Jared and I said, "Why are we doing this?" And he said, "Have you not watched the show?" I said, "They pay me to be in it."
To be fair though, like, yeah, because obviously I didn't start till much later on, and I think as an actor, you know, you want to do research to show up prepared. But in this case, Jack knew absolutely nothing, so I felt completely justified in knowing nothing. So I think I was in the same boat as Jim, where they're like, "Get the salt," and I'm like, "Sure, dude. Like, you want salt? Like, we'll take salt, we'll light candles, and this big circle thing, whatever you want, you know."
This abandoned silo.
Yeah, Ricky of sulfur. It's great.
When I got the audition, I hadn't had a television audition in America for 2 years. So I watched about, I can't remember if it was 14 or 16 episodes of Supernatural that weekend. Now I know that's an average weekend for y'all, but for me it was a lot. And I remember seeing your episode, Jim, with Mark Shepherd, and there were certain episodes that were obviously the ones to watch and whatnot. But now, in my household, Rob and Rich do the Supernatural Rewatch podcast, which if you've not tuned in...
That's right.
They have great guests on the show. Have you been on the show yet? No, you've not. You have, Jim. You've been
Yeah, you said great guest, so obviously.
Wow.
Um,
Just for safety. That's
Yeah.
right.
So now it's weird. Like 7 o'clock in the morning, I walk through and like Supernatural's on television screen in the living room, and it's like season 4, episode 29, or many. They used to do a lot of episodes. And it's Misha saying, "I'm the one that held you tight, Rich, you know." And I'm like, "Oh, that was good. Now I understand why he's, still Misha Collins." And so yeah, I'm kind of seeing them now vicariously through Robin Rich's restreaming.
Live action show you want to mix up with. But for your characters, what's a cartoon you would love to see your specific characters show up on?
What's Matt Cohen's project called?
Which one?
No, the one he's doing right now that we're making.
That you're making?
That you're making?
Yeah, I can't remember. I've got baby brain.
It's called Public Domain.
Public domain. That.
Okay.
Public
Well,
domain.
even showing up in the ooh.
No, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Are you sure it's called that?
Yes. Well, you're not sure, but I am.
Can somebody go on IMDb Pro and check right now?
It's called Public Domain.
He played the young John Winchester, and so he's making an animation right now that we're all going to be in.
That's awesome.
So that one, that's my one.
Exclusives. There you go.
Do you have one, Jim?
I always wanted to be on Popeye.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, olive oil's hot.
Sensing a theme in your work. It's Jody Mills in a hot tub, olive oil and a hot tub. For me, I'd love to see a Supernatural meets Attack on Titan crossover.
Wow.
I don't know how it's gonna work, but I'm assuming I'll die quickly. So
Doesn't matter. We would totally watch this. This
Yeah.
would be amazing. I think one of the things that we kind of talked about already was the idea of sort of genres that this crosses over into. There's things that are scary, there's things that are funny, there's drama, there's all these wonderful things. When it comes to like bringing this to life, which do you find more fun? Fearful moments or more dramatic, funny moments?
everybody likes a
More
joke.
dramatic, funny.
More dramatic, funny moments or
Or
fearful?
more fun.
Yeah.
I just show up and say the lines.
That's drama. I like
on a set, acting. I just love going to work. I love having a job. So if anybody knows anyone,
That's it. I mean, I don't know. It's all fun. It's all fun. I've had days where I spent 5 hours on the edge of tears shooting a scene that was going to last 2 minutes. And I've had days when I was doing stuff that somebody thought was hysterically funny. And I've had days I spent the whole day in front of a green screen pretending that something behind me was actually there. And it's all magic to me. It's all just, it sure beats working.
I love that. It's just really handy.
No, those are great answers.
We actually have some questions that were submitted by fans, and we'll just jump right into these. So Alex, this is for you. Jack's journey from being Lucifer's son to essentially a new god is one of the wildest arcs in Supernatural. What was the most challenging part of playing such a powerful but innocent character?
Tough questions. What was the most challenging part of being powerful and innocent?
At the same time.
it's a rare combination. Isn't
I know, I was
it?
gonna say, yeah, because, power corrupts, right, guys?
Right? Absolutely.
But not for Jack.
That's right.
He was too good for the world. He was so good, we had to send him to heaven. No, I mean, the whole thing with Jack was, as opposed to Chuck, Ruth is guy who she had a baby with, by the way. Weird. She saw Chuck and was like, that could be my man.
God's guilty pleasure.
Whoa.
It was in the script. It was in
That's going on
the
the
script.
I don't have to say anything else now.
Yeah.
No, Chuck was such a dick that I think that, that Jack not being a dick was great.
Was easy.
Yeah, they had, the questionable thing of fate, whereas Jack actually let the characters have decisions and choices and consequences, even if that consequence was rebar. Apologies, guys.
Had the whole room. Good job.
That seems serious. I didn't even hear it. Was it rebar?
Rebar, that's how Dean died.
Rebar.
Yeah, it was like a chunk of metal.
Yeah.
Rebar.
Right through the back.
Is that what it's become known as? Or is that the
That's what
saying?
that's what it's called.
Rebar. I'm this old today when I learned that.
Oh, you're a Scot. What do they know?
No, we know nothing. We just created television that is okay.
No, a rebar to a Scot is it's like, oh, we're gonna re-go to that bar again.
I was like, rebar.
Ruth is like, that is a good idea, yes.
More whiskey.
That's how he died.
In
Awesome.
Ireland, it's repub.
There you go.
I would just like to say that whoever designed the pillars in this building is doing a lot of injustice to the and now that you can't do it with me, you're sorry I brought it up.
Never. Jim, this next question is for you. Bobby is such a fan favorite character, and his "Idjit" catchphrase is legendary. Did you ever expect him to become such an iconic part of the show when you first signed on?
Me or the word?
You specifically.
Me?
Yes.
No, they hired me for one episode, and I thought this is one and out. And then when I was on the set, a lot of the crew guys said, "Hey, we didn't kill you. That means you might be back." And I thought, well, I guess on any show they don't kill you, you might be back. I didn't realize that I would be back even after they killed me. No, it was, I thought it was just one, a few days work and I was done. And then I got stuck with 15 years. The happiest 15 years of my life.
That's right. And afterlife.
And can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
In Scotland, we say Idjit a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the same in America? Is that the same? Or you say
I think it's a rural thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Idjit is, I had heard it before it showed up in the script, and in fact that's why That's why I fought against the word. I said, I don't have to say this, do I? And they said, yeah, you do. And I said, yeah, but that sounds like that sounds stupid. And they said, say it. But it was a word it was a variation of idiot that I was familiar with. And I knew that it was mainly like in Appalachian areas of the country which are, heavily influenced by Scots and Celtics.
True story. My first speaking episode, which with Bob Singer was directing, I improvised the word Egypt, and I was stopped. No, you can't. It's too close to Egypt. And I was like, oh, this is a whole thing.
Yeah. Well, I trademarked the word, so you can't use it. I wish I had.
It's smart. It's smart. Ruth, for Rowena, she had one of the most surprising and satisfying parts in the series, going from antagonist to ally. What was your favorite part of her evolution?
My least favorite part is that it was the opposite of Rob's, because he went from being chucked, as you said, to being like basically an asshole.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
It's okay. They always speak Canadian.
And I know you're too polite. I felt bad. I felt bad for Rob, because it's hard, as an actor, you sometimes, it's hard not to take it personally. And it was so rewarding for me to play Rowena, who got to be the Queen of Hell, because I thought it was really, I was glad for her sake, having been on her side for so long and wanting her to get there. I just wish she got there sooner, for longer, so we could have seen what she got up to, because I think that would have been really fun to play. But yeah, I'm so glad, especially for a lot of the women watching, probably some of the men as well, who like to see women in charge for once.
Yes.
Yeah, but did women really watch the show?
For Rowena, of course, that's why. Yes, they didn't until you got on the show.
They hated those hunky guys with the shirts on.
We love Rowena!
This is for all of you. Supernatural builds such a strong bond between its cast and fans. What's been the most memorable fan encounter you've had since joining the show?
Oh boy.
Yeah. As long as the statute of limitations is up, you can talk about it.
That was an implication, was it not?
Have you met your fans? I'm just being honest.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I really have a hard time with these questions because it's so impossible to say. The fact that we're sitting in this room right now with all of you is never ceases to blow my mind. So to like point out to one specific interaction or thing would be, I don't know. I did have someone tattoo themselves my name on their leg recently. I think we all did actually. I don't advise that, but live your life. No, I mean the fact that we're all here, the fact that this is such a part of our lives, and that we are able to have this, never ceases to not be incredible.
The guy's probably here, and I'm not trying to out you, but there was a guy who, speaking of tattoos, had tattooed my face on the inside of his upper arm so that his armpit hair was my beard. That one's hard to erase.
I'm trying to picture that. So were you upside down? Oh, you went like that, and then it was like that.
Wait, we have to live with this one for just a little bit longer. Was this something that you saw online, or he showed you personally?
He showed me at the autograph table.
Today?
No, not today.
Oh, okay.
No, it was at another con, but he's probably here very red-faced right now.
Or probably really fired up.
Yeah.
Is Mathilde here?
In the back, way back there.
I'm so glad I called you out. It's a very bad row. She didn't show me her belly today, but she showed me a tattoo that she had of Rowena on her belly. So thank you, Mathilde. Not that you all have to go and get tattoos, but it's so incredible. Incredible. Any of that is, as Alex said, it's hard to pick one thing, although I do remember pretty much the first convention I ever did, the Scottish woman said to me, "Welcome to the supernatural fandom. Once you're in, you can't get out." And that has rang true ever since. I've never forgotten.
Did you feel more comforted though that it was one of your own telling you?
I felt terrified. I know how scary we are.
Alexander, this was for you. Jack's relationship with the Winchester brothers was so unique. He was both their little brother.
Jack's not family.
Almost a son figure. How did you and Jared and Jansen develop that dynamic?
They yelled at me, they dogpiled me, they cut on my credit card at dinner.
Wait, what?
I've told this story, that's fine. So I'm very nervous being on this show, and I'm on the show for maybe 4 or 5 months. And in the fall, they're like, "Hey man, would you like to come get dinner?" And I was like, "Wow, that sounds lovely, guys. Thank you. I'd love to join you." So we go to this steak place in Vancouver. That's great. We have a lovely time, and I'm like, "Wow, maybe I'm a part of this. Like, I've really, I'm a part of this family, right, guys?" So as a responsible Canadian, I go to pay my share of the bill. Not for them, because No, but I put on my credit card and I look away, and then when I look back, Jared has sliced my credit card in half. And he's like, "Well, you don't need that here." I'm like, "Well, I guess I don't need it anymore then." So I had my half cut up credit card for, I don't know, until I got it replaced. But then I walked away from dinner, I'm like, "I think I'm in?"
Yeah.
That was an act of love. From Jared, that was an act of love.
No, I mean, they bought me dinner, it was very nice, but it was just the most peak brotherhood activity, where it's just "You're not gonna pay,"
They bought you dinner? Idiots.
My question is, did he just have scissors on hand?
He had a knife on hand.
He did it with a knife.
Yeah.
That's how you know he looks.
See, this is very male behavior. It's just "Yeah, bro, he likes you, bro. That's why he cuts stuff up."
I knew Jared loved me at one convention when he gave me a hug and put his entire body weight onto me and collapsed on the floor. He weighs 250 pounds or something.
Misha?
No, 250.
I was going to say, Misha weighs about 25 pounds.
There's so many women that just blushed at your whole "he put his body weight on me." I don't know, that wasn't the core of your story, but that's exactly how they took it. They were like, "And more?" Do tell. This next one's for you, Jim. Bobby has appeared in so many different forms: original Bobby, alternate universe Bobby, even a ghost. Was there a version of Bobby who enjoyed playing with him most?
Real Bobby. I didn't like playing Ghost Bobby because nobody could hear me or see me. Alternate universe Bobby was, it was kind of cool to wear a beret and stuff, but I didn't have the relationship with the boys, and yeah, I mean, for me, the joy of this character has been playing the original Bobby, just sarcastic and smarter than several of the other characters, and always a wise word and an extraordinarily handsome face.
Makes sense to me. Makes sense to me.
Which required hours of makeup.
Ruth, you've already talked about you love the one-liners. What's one of the one-liners that the fans have loved the most that they quote back to you all the time?
It's funny because that picture there of me is in an episode. Phil Sakrisha directed it, and I remember I improvised a Mark Shepard. I don't know, he let me do it, which I'm glad he did. I think I squeezed his cheeks or something. I was always in people's faces, doing that annoying mother thing, that was really annoying. And I squeezed his cheek and called him my wee sausage. Without knowing, I swear I did not know the backstory of why he sold his soul to the devil. I did not know. And I was so surprised when people really liked that line, like my wee sausage, and I didn't realise there was much more relevance. You're also Canadian. Like other countries, they think that's fun.
Well, it's just so adorable.
I mean, it is. It is.
The problem with Ruth is like she looks at you real angry, and you're just like, "Aww." We're all wee sausages.
You should tell Rob that.
I'm not gonna get away
yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one's for all of you. Supernatural had a legendary 15-season run. Only 15? I feel like there's more. I feel like there should be more. If you could bring your character back for a new story, what would you want to explore? Yeah, definitely more green hell.
I want to be in hell and order people around and tickle them to death with wet tea bags. And force feed them chocolate.
Hot
That would be my hell.
Hot tub,
Hot tub. That would be a hot tub.
sheriff bills.
You could do like, did you guys ever watch Flavor of Love?
Absolutely.
Okay, this is aging me. But this would be Flavor of Love for Bobby. And Bobby's just this guy, and he just gets to date all these people, and they all have to come to the hot tub. They have to build things in the salvage yard, and then he, makes a mate, maybe.
The mate sounds permanent.
With the Winchesters, I really enjoyed doing that one episode I did. Robbie Thompson, we had a great conversation before, and he was very open. So I pitched him an episode if there had been future, if there'd been more seasons of the Winchesters. We went back to Scotland, and we saw Rowena and witchcraft and whatnot in Scotland, and basically the annihilation of 40,000 women in Europe at that period. I would have loved to have gone back and done something historic around that. Genuinely, I think there's actually an interesting show there, not just because of Rowena, but because of what that meant for women at the time. So I would have loved to have done something like that.
Great. Yeah, make some noise for that. Last one. Supernatural had so many hilarious behind-the-scenes moments. Can you share a funny or unexpected story from filming?
I mean, Alex, I felt sorry for Alex because it wasn't a showing of love, but I did see him nearly die. It was one of those pylons, and literally I was like, I don't think he can actually breathe. Jared, Jensen, Misha, did Brad join in? I mean, how many people were in?
I don't know, how many times do you want to be dogpiled by 3 grown men in your life? A couple in the front row are like,
I was going to say, put your hands down, ladies.
I'm begging for it. I will tell you this, I was not begging for it. But it did happen nonetheless, and I think I, just like, all the lung came out. I don't know, I think they got very bored on set. So, they saw me and I came into the show and they were like, oh, this guy. This guy's gonna get it.
Yeah.
I remember a time. Well, I had done a thing at a charity rodeo, and I had torn my meniscus in my knee, and so I was walking around.
A charity rodeo. Sorry.
Can you give us a little more detail about the rodeo, please? Like, were you riding bulls? Were you roping?
I wasn't riding bulls,
Okay.
I was riding horses.
Oh!
And well, just one at a time, but anyway, I had this knee injury, and we were shooting a scene that took place in Bobby's basement, and you remember the stairs that came down, and Jared and Jensen and I were all coming down the stairs. I was in front, and on one take, my weak knee gave out, and I tumbled all the way down the stairs to the bottom. And you asked about funny moments. Apparently, everybody on set found that funny. Because we had to stop shooting for a while people laughed. Eventually, someone came over and asked if I was okay.
Did they think it was a pratfall? What did they?
No, I think they just thought me getting hurt would be funny.
So mean. So mean. that goes into making this show a success. Your roles are definitely pivotal to it. There are some unsung heroes in the crew, and I'm curious if there's anyone that you want to give a personal shout out to that was kind of behind the scenes that helped you bring your characters to life, or just kind of do your best work for all of us to enjoy.
I tell you, I gave her a shout out earlier. I was talking about Robin, who was head of props. She was with the show the entire time, and for some reason, it's the only show where the head of props would be the prompter. Because we had a continuity lady who would normally be the person who would say the line if you dropped a line, but Robin would be the person on the book for us, and especially in the scene where somebody kept missing a line or whatever, and she would read in. And it was such an unusual thing, but it was also so comfortable.
Right.
So I'm going to give a shout out to Robin.
Robin was often the person you were actually talking to if you had a scene on the phone.
Oh, yeah.
Because, what are the two guys? Jared and Jensen.
Those guys, yeah.
They can rarely be bothered to be there for your off on the other end of the phone lines.
Except they're to laugh when you have a knee injury.
Yes, yeah, they're always there for that, you know. They never let you down that way. But yeah, Robin, you know, the whole crew, it was, I've been around for 182 years. I've worked with a lot of crews, and none of them has been as magical for me as the Supernatural crew. We just had, I mean, part of it's just the amount of time we were together, but I've been on shows where I was there for a week and never wanted to see those people again. And it's the exact opposite. Brad Creaser, our first camera and occasional DP, Serge Ladisseur, our cinematographer, who was responsible for so much of the look of the show. Just so many guys. Down to Mike, the craft service guy, who always had Red Bull for me because I needed it. You know.
Ted, the driver.
Oh yeah.
Ted made my life. He was like
Ted
my
the
surrogate
driver.
Canadian grandfather. I loved
Yeah.
it so much.
It's, I mean, there were, I don't know, what, 200 people on the crew, something like that, and it was just some of the best people in the world, and I don't think it's a coincidence that they were mostly Canadian.
We could talk about the subject for a long time, but honestly, especially in the makeup and hair trailer, you spend hours and hours with these people touching their face. So people like Charmaine and Sabrina were there at the beginning, and Trish and Jen, who I just went out for dinner with when we were in Vancouver the other week. You know, they know everything that's going on in your life, and for that time you're very intimately connected with each other's lives, and yeah, I mean, there's so many, right? What about you, Alex?
It's sort of like asking, okay, who was your best lifelong friend? Well, they've got to be lifelong friends because of who they all are.
My last thing is I want to congratulate you guys on being a part of such a phenomenal series that has touched so many people and will continue to do so as new folks find them. That's, I hope, is as rewarding as actors to know how often someone comes up into this franchise with something new, something special, and to know that you guys are part of that experience so very much. Thank you. Sincerely, for all the craft that you brought out.
What's up in this room if we just discovered the show in the last 5 years? It's crazy. It's amazing. It's honestly...
I just discovered it was good.